Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Samantha. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm back in the kitchen because today we're going to be making a fenugreek and moringa hair mask. So this mask is pretty special because it can help to stimulate growth, and it can also help to thicken and strengthen your hair, and it can also help to soften, detangle and moisturize your hair, as well as preventing hair fall, and it treats bald patches. So in terms of ingredients, we only need a few. The first one is fenugreek, which I've spoken about before because I absolutely love it. So you can use the seeds as I'm doing here, or you can use the powder. Fenugreek is amazing for hair growth. It is packed with minerals and vitamins, particularly iron. It also has some protein in it, so it can help to strengthen and nourish the hair follicles, and it can help to thicken hair by increasing the diameter of the hair follicles, and it can also help hair to grow back in bald patches. And the next ingredient is another favorite of mine, which is moringa powder. Moringa is a superfood, and that's because it has lots of minerals and vitamins, and these are essential for hair growth. So some of the vitamins like vitamin E and vitamin C, they are antioxidants, and therefore they can help to prevent free radical damage of the hair and the scalp. And they also stimulate production of collagen, which is a protein that helps to strengthen the hair follicles. So over time, if you use it consistently, moringa can also help to darken your hair, and that is why I absolutely love this. It's got so many benefits. So I did feature videos both for fenugreek and moringa, and I'll put links to both videos in the description box below so that you can learn more about how they can grow your hair. And then our next ingredient is honey. We're using honey both as humectant, but also because it has healing and soothing properties. If you don't have honey, or you don't like using it in your hair, you can use glycerin instead, because that's also another really good humectant. And then we're going to use an oil. So I'm using fenugreek oil, which is a DIY. The recipe's in the description box below, but you can use any other penetrating oil or any one of the other DIY growth oils that we've made on this channel. And just to make everything smell nice, but also to stimulate growth, I'm adding an essential oil. So this is peppermint, one of my favorites. But again, there's a link in the description box below to a video in which I talked about the essential oils that have been shown to actually stimulate hair growth. So you can choose any of those if you want to stimulate growth, but you can use any if you just want it to smell nice. And then we're going to need a blender. So I'm using a handheld blender, but you can use any type of blender. That will still work fine. So the method is pretty straightforward. First of all, we're going to soak the fenugreek seeds and the moringa in boiling water. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of fenugreek seeds, 2 tablespoons of the moringa powder, and then 2 cups of freshly boiled water. So you want to soak these overnight so that the fenugreek seeds will absorb the water and soften and also swell in size. That's how you're going to be able to blend it into a paste. So we're going to stir and then cover it and then leave it overnight. So I just covered it with a plastic bag. You can use anything, even a saucer. You can just put that on top of the jug, just something that's going to help to trap the heat so that the water is hot for longer. So by the next day, you'll notice that the seeds and the powder have settled at the bottom, and also that the fenugreek seeds are swelled, almost doubled in size. And that's because, as I say, they're going to absorb the water. So we're going to decant that liquid first of all. We're not going to throw it away. We're just going to decant it, and then we're going to blend the seeds and the powder into a paste. So it's much easier if you use a powder like I usually do when I'm making fenugreek paste or fenugreek based deep conditioners, but I just wanted to show you that you can use seeds as well, but you do have to work a little bit harder. My blender isn't the most powerful, so it does take a while, but what you'll notice is that as you're blending, the paste will get thicker and thicker. And that is when we're going to start adding some of the other ingredients. So I'm going to start by adding 1 tablespoon of honey. So if you're using glycerin, you add the same amount. You just add 1 tablespoon of honey. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of my oil. So remember, you can use any oil of your choice. It doesn't have to be fenugreek oil. And then I'm going to blend everything. You'll notice as you're blending that the color of the paste will get lighter and lighter, and the paste itself will get thicker and thicker the more you're breaking down those fenugreek seeds. So you keep blending until it's a really thick paste, and then you can start adding some of that liquid that we decanted to lighten it up, to loosen it up, because otherwise it'll be too thick to even strain. So I recommend that you add the liquid bit by bit so that you don't make it too runny. Obviously, it depends on how much your fenugreek seeds swelled up. So it's not really, measurement that I can give you to say add a cup or whatever. So just make sure that you're watching the consistency, and then when it gets to the consistency that you desire, then you can leave it, and then you can strain it, as I'll be demonstrating. So just keep watching the video and you'll see what I mean. It's better to see it than just hear about it. So I've finished blending and I've now got the consistency that I'm happy with. So you'll have noticed that I added a few drops of the essential oils and blended it some more. So it's important that you add just a few drops of essential oils. I know it's tempting to add more, but if you add too much, then they can cause irritation or even burns on your scalp. So you do need to be careful. Don't forget that essential oils are really, really concentrated, so you don't need a lot. 5 or 6 drops is more than enough for this whole amount. So the next step is to strain it, and I'm using my good old end of a pair of tights, but you can use a wig cap or cheesecloth. And I do recommend you use something really fine, because even though we blend it really well, you may still have particles of fenugreek and the moringa in your mixture, so you want to make sure that you remove those, because otherwise they'll be quite a nightmare to try and get out if you put them in your hair. So I finished straining, and I'm just going to show you quickly the amount of fiber and particles which would have gone into your hair had you not strained it. So here is the result. We have a beautiful, silky, soft, smooth mask, which is going to be amazing for the hair. So it's got a lot of slip. Fenugreek does get very slippery once it's wet, and that's going to help with the detangling. But also the protein in it and the moisture that we added there, that's going to help to soften your hair and moisturize your hair. And it's going to be amazing. Trust me, your hair will absolutely love it. So if you've never used fenugreek before or moringa, then what I recommend you do is do a patch test. So you can first put a small amount of the ingredients on the inside of your wrist and see whether or not you have a reaction. And also you need to check whether or not your hair will like it. So just test on a small inconspicuous place and just make sure that your hair does not react badly to this, because not all ingredients will agree with everybody. And if that's the case, then don't worry, we have loads more alternatives, some which I've already shared with you, and I will continue to create more, so don't worry about that. So this can be used both as a pre-poo treatment, so before you shampoo, or even as an after shampoo treatment, so in the way that you'd use a deep conditioner. It can be stored in the fridge. In fact, it has to be stored in the fridge because we haven't added preservative. If you want it to last longer, then you can add a preservative, something like GeoGuard 221. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you find it useful. And if you tried to come back and let me know before I go, I'd like to give my subscribers a huge thanks, and just to say thank you for your love and support, and also thanks to everybody who comes and engages with my channel. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, then please do go ahead and hit that red word or button, anything that says subscribe, because I would really appreciate your support. And I'd also appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up, and also if you want to know when I have a new video on the channel, just sign up for notifications. So until next time, my lovelies, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and God bless. See you soon. Bye for now.